Welcome everybody and welcome to the what will be the final pay-per-view on the Smackdown side for 2016. We welcome you to this very special edition of the Mikey's Mindset, aka the Cerebral Smack Talk, as we are going to preview tables, ladders, and chairs as it goes down tomorrow night from the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas, exclusively on the WWE Network and on pay per view as well. I am Michael Flecha alongside Anthony Florio. Michael Bullock should be coming with us in just a matter of moments. Six matches on the card. We're going to go right through them. And I'm going to tell you guys, it's going to be an unbelievable evening, to say the very least. First fight of the night, Heath Slater and Rhino defending the WWE SmackDown Tag Team Championship against Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton. Um, the way I feel about this fight, it goes like this. I think this could be the night where the Wyatts wins the belts. Don't get me wrong. I like Slater and Rhino and what they have done, but to really solidify Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt and this team, I think it's time to put the belts around their waist. So for me, I'm going to be very short, very sweet, straight to the point because we got a lot of big fights ahead of it. I'm going to say it. I think the Wyatts are going to win the belts. Anthony Florio, what says you?
All right. Thank you very much indeed, Girl MF, Michael Fletcher, and hello, friends. Yes, it is ridiculously over Anthony Florio. The man who tells it like it is. Here with you for our TLC Preview edition of the Cerebral Smack Talk, seeing that this is a Smackdown Live exclusive event. And I'll make it short and sweet, too. As much as I love Heath Slater, and I'm happy to see Rhino in Search and Destroy mode, or in Wyatt's victory at Survivor Series makes very little sense if they don't win the belts here. I mean, they just took out Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, for goodness sakes. It was the biggest win the Wyatts had since the Wyatt family beat the Shield back at the 2014 Elimination Chamber event. It also advanced the story of Orton buying into what Bray's selling. This is supposed to be a scary alliance that could disrupt the entire WWE or at least SmackDown. You don't derail that locomotive this early in the journey. Bray Wyatt finally gets a belt. Simple enough. I got Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt winning and becoming your new SmackDown Live Tag Team Champions. And where they go from there, well, we'll just have to wait and find out. I think it can be a solid bout. I think we can give it about maybe 2.5 to 3 at the absolute best. Hopefully I'm wrong on that because I think these four are capable of putting on a solid enough fight. So I think it's going to be more of a TV quality bout if I'm going to be real honest. So Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt, new SmackDown Tag Team Champions. And at long last, Bray Wyatt gets a belt, although it's not a singles belt, which he should have had a long time ago. Just my personal opinion because he's that good. So with that being said, MF, let's move on to our next match.
All right, the next fight we're going to have is Kalisto going one-on-one with Baron Corbin in a chairs match. Just to give you a little bit of a synopsis of what's been going on, Baron Corbin's been tormenting Kalisto for about a few months now when they first started in WWE, when they did the brand extension. Then was announced as one of the members of the Survivor Series squad. Well, it proved to be very costly because Kalisto went after Corbin, made him suffer a knee injury, and prevented him from representing Team SmackDown at the Survivor Series. Well, Corbin got revenge on Kalisto in the worst possible time he could have done it. When Kalisto was fighting then Raw Cruiserweight Champion of the World, D. Brian Kendrick, and cost Kalisto not only the title, but cost SmackDown the right to possibly have the Cruiserweight division on the show. Now these two men have been going at it for the last couple of weeks and will culminate in a chairs match at TLC with everything included, Anthony Florio, it is all yours.
You know, it's real easy to bash WWE and hate on their product. You know, it's so simple to be negative. Yet, when you have to give them credit, you just have to. No way around it. Smackdown Live has done a very good job in making both Kalisto and Baron Corbin relevant since the WWE draft. One is the no-good punk heel. The other is the underdog coming back from injury on the man who hurt him in the first place. Adding in the chairs gimmick is fine as well, because it should be a brawl-type match for them. My prediction is Baron Corbin wins, despite being a fan of each guy for various reasons. I'll even go as far as to say he's the perfect guy to build up for a strong Royal Rumble win and make the Final Four. And also being connected to Daniel Bryan helps as well. True story. It's a deceptively important match because it suggests how seriously WWE intends to take not only Kalisto, but cruiserweights in general against their heavyweight counterparts. On one hand, WWE has given itself an out because the chair match stipulation means Kalisto can win via far from conventional means. On the other hand, with WrestleMania season right around the corner, I suspect WWE has much bigger plans for Corbin than Kalisto, and so I see him going over here. So I got the Lone Wolf, Baron Corbin, winning this chairs match. Again, I'm thinking 2.5 to 3 on this because the chairs match doesn't usually, wow us. I mean, I can't remember in all the years we've been, watching and covering what have you TLC that we saw a chairs match that made us want to say, wow, that was epic. I'm not sure if we're going to go that far. I think it'll be solid. I just don't think it's going to be anything overly spectacular. So another TV quality bout here. So like I said, Baron Corbin wins. He's my pick to go over. So nothing left for me to say. MF, your thoughts on Corbin and Kalisto in the chairs match?
I'm going to be with you on this one, Florio. I'm not really too overly excited about this match either. However, I truly believe that, this is going to be a good match. It's going to be a solid fight. I think the chairs element will definitely benefit Corbin here. And like you said, I think they want to make him that monster heel. Basically, I think Kalisto will put a really good fight out of it. I would love to see a Selena de Sol right on the chair. That might give the fans like a little mark out moment, giving up, that feel that maybe he'll win it. But I think what Corbin could do is really do some real damage, and I'm going to go with an emphatic ending. I think he might hit him with the end of days right on the chair, right in the center of the ring for the 1, 2, 3, and that's gonna give us one of those turn your head type moments. But oh my god, wouldn't that look so good if he's able to do that? So I'm with you. Baron Corbin wins. So we keep driving. The next fight, this is going to be fun. Our first of 2 women's fights on the SmackDown side. Nikki Bella going one-on-one with Carmella. No disqualifications. And this is serious. I mean, these 2 ladies have been going at it literally since jump. When Nikki Bella made her return to the SmackDown roster, and all of a sudden, all hell broke loose. Carmella turned heel. They both went at it during the Survivor Series, where supposedly Carmella jumped Nikki. Now, this is Nikki's claim. Carmella jumped Nikki at the Survivor Series, preventing her from competing at the Survivor Series, and thus that helped Monday Night Raw win the match pretty handily. Well, the next thing we know, Carmella ripped about Nikki Bella, talked about about her relationship with John Cena, which is, much taboo. Well, Nikki got pissed, went after her, saying, you know what? Enough is enough. Let's settle it. You and me, one-on-one, no DQ. Let's brawl. Let's go is what I say. This could be a sleeper fight of the night because of the fact that I really think SmackDown Live's got something really good here. Everything's put together. If they book it correctly, this could be a show stealer, guys. I mean, this could be a good 2 to 2.5 stars, maybe 3. I think 3 is pushing it a little bit, but 2 to 2.5 is definitely well within the range of my overall theory. And at the end of the day, I think they're going to give this to Nikki Bella. Carmella's getting way too many opportunities. They've been dominating Nikki too many times. I think Nikki will finally get the Duke here. I think she'll get the victory. So give me Nikki Bella in a very entertaining matchup. Anthony Florio, it's yours.
You know, I like that they're having an honest-to-goodness mid-card women's feud. Carmella has acquitted herself well. She's been able to outmaneuver Nikki and show some skills in the ring. Credibility is what she needed, and a decent match here should get it for her. As for Nikki Bella, I think there's probably some WrestleMania plans for her. Don't know what they are. Maybe the women will get a Royal Rumble match, and she'll win that. Yet, this should be the definitive win for her that ends this feud and serve as the statement win that proclaims that she's back. I really like the decision to turn Carmella heel. If she wasn't going to be paired up with her boyfriend Big Cass and Enzo Amore, then she had to be her own woman. If that meant being bad for a while, so be it. She clearly was not getting many cheers after being drafted, thus change up the script. Brilliant. Not sure about going after Nikki Bella, John Cena, and the reality show junk, but whatever. A storyline is a storyline. Since Carmella has seemingly got the better of Nikki for months now, I'm going in the other direction at TLC. Nikki wins the no disqualification bout. My only hesitation is what happens with Becky Lynch and Alexa Bliss. I don't know. Winner could be in line for a possible title shot down the road. We'll see. But nonetheless, I agree with you, MF. I got Nikki Bella going over. No question about it. So with that being said, let's move on to our next bout.
And Anthony, you get to lead off on what could be a show stealer. The Miz fights against Dolph Ziggler, the Intercontinental title on the line in a ladder match. A staple of not only the WWE, but a staple when it comes to the Intercontinental title. If there's one belt that has been competed in a ladder match than any other title, this one is it. Florio, you lead off.
A lot of people are down on 2016, but The Miz and Dolph Ziggler have had a great year. Miz has become a note-perfect D-bag heel. He's beyond snide on the mic, and he's great at weaseling his way to victory. He doesn't overdo it. He picks his spot. It's never quite the same thing twice, and it's never overly elaborate. He only needs to cheat a little to win. That's important. He's not unworthy, just unlikable. Meanwhile, Ziggler is back in Action Man mode. When he brushes his teeth in the morning, it gets a little, But he dropped the IC belt to Miz just prior to Survivor Series, which made for more of a traditional face-heel dynamic as Sami Zayn challenged Miz for the title. Now the question is whether Ziggler only loaned out the strap. It could go either way, and the loser might find himself challenging for the WWE World title in the immediate aftermath, because both of these guys deserve main event treatment. I'm going to go with Dolph Ziggler here to become the new champion here, because he knows how to party at the top of a ladder. Check out his TLC victories in 2012 and 2014 and his Money in the Bank win as well. He's like the WWE's in-house ladder match specialist. The rivalry has been unbelievable, and here's hoping they blow it off accordingly with a more than solid ladder match. I could honestly, even though I've got Ziggler winning it, I could see the match going either way. While I think that Ziggler is the overall better performer, I can't help seeing a bit more upside in Miz as the D-bag heel champ as he carries on with his out-of-ring rivalry with Daniel Bryan and fends off face up-and-comers for the immediate future. Like I said, it could go either way. But for right now, all right, I just got a message from Michael Bullock. I told him that we were starting the show without him. He says, okay, if I'm not back, I won't be on the show, but I will be on the recap. So it looks like we might not have Bullock with us tonight. Just regarding on what I see. So, all right. I'm not going, I mean, I think I've already said my piece, but I do want to add one more quick thing here. They've wrestled a billion times and peaked at No Mercy in what was a 5-star classic match. Can't really go anywhere but down after a retirement match stipulation. Strange use of the Spirit Squad afterwards, an IC championship altogether. Some say keep it on Miz and go from there. His act with Maurice is too good to ignore. And as for Ziggler, well, even if Ziggler doesn't win, there's a decent idea for him come Rumble time. Champ retains in a show steal. I mean, Miz could retain in an awesome ladder match to end this thing once and for all. It's a gut heart situation. My gut's telling me the Miz, but my heart is telling me Ziggler. And with all the hot potatoing that we've seen lately, I mean, the Raw Women's Championship with Charlotte and Sasha Banks, we've seen that thing get hot potatoed over the last several weeks. Heck, we've got a hot potatoing with the NXT Championship. If you didn't hear the big news earlier today, Shinsuke Nakamura regaining the NXT Championship from Samoa Joe in his native land of Osaka, Japan. So if we can see those two belts have a hot potato effect, why not have one here? I got this feeling they're going to have Ziggler go over because he is the ladder match specialist right now, and he's been known to perform. He's been known to be a big-time performer in ladder matches, just like some other big names. Shawn Michaels. I mean, he was the first major ladder match performer. I mean, he's been the best performer since then. So really nothing left for me to say here. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't care. Whatever. I'm going to go with my heart here. I say Dolph Ziggler regains the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. But if they have Miz go over, I would not be surprised in the least. But Ziggler is the ladder match specialist right now. Heck, 2 years ago, he won the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship in an awesome ladder match with Luke Harper. We'll never forget that awesomeness in Cleveland, in Ziggler country. But I say he does it one more time. Winner and new Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion, it's Dolph Ziggler. To me, I got this as no worse than second best fight of the night. Second best fight at worst, fight of the night at best. There is another match I'm debating, but I mean, it's one of two matches. It's either this or the main event when it comes to what will be the fight of the night and the show stealer at this event. So this is definitely going to be, at the worst, second best fight of the night. I don't know if it's going to be as epic as the No Mercy bout, which stole the show, but we'll see. These guys are capable of it. They've done a damn good job so far. And if this is the blow-off, damn it to hell, guys. Give us one more to remember. Do those words sound familiar, MF? I hope they do. Your thoughts on this epic ladder match? I got Ziggler winning the belt here.
All right. It's going to be a great match. No doubt about it. The rivalry's been so red hot for a number of reasons, and this is going to be a fun WWE Intercontinental title fight. And, you know, I feel like this is the right match for the right moment in the right battle. To me, I think we're going to have a lot of fun with this one. I'm with you, Anthony. But I don't know. I feel like Ziggler would be great, but something tells me that The Miz is going to find a way to win this belt. So, unfortunately, I know you said Dolph Ziggler is going to win the title. I respectfully disagree with you on this one. First time tonight where we got a disagreement. I think The Miz is going to walk out of here with the Intercontinental title. I think he's going to successfully defend it. I think he's going to use the Spirit Squad. I think he's going to use Maurice. He's going to use every low, dirty, underhanded trick. I think that's how it's going to be done. I think The Miz is going to walk out with the belt, and I think he's going to keep the title. So, what we got is a tables match for the WWE SmackDown Women's title. The champion, Becky Lynch, versus the challenger, Alexa Bliss. This is going to be a good one because of the fact that this is Anthony's favorite girl, Alexa Bliss, versus my favorite, the reigning and defending champion, Becky Lynch. Now, going into the fight, Becky, after they did their announcement, they had the fight in Glasgow, Scotland, not too long ago. Becky Lynch won the match. However, there was a little controversy. Alexa Bliss, it looks like her foot was on the rope before she tapped out to the disarmer. Basically, that should have been a no, that should have been a clean break and the fight should have continued. But they decided to continue it. They decided to continue the saga, and Daniel Bryan decided, I'm going to give you another shot. We'll do it at TLC. Then the added stipulation came in was when they had a contract signing, the women started brawling, and Becky went through a table. Well, here we go. The table match has been announced, and this one could be one for the ages because of the fact that I think they could definitely build off how great that women's match was, and I truly think that this could be, and I know why they're trying to do this, because they're trying to pick up the slack, they're trying to pick up the power, and trying to pick up the momentum where the Raw women left off between Sasha Banks and Charlotte Flair, and they want to try to capitalize that on SmackDown. I think they got a good chance of doing it, but I don't know if they actually will push it to that rank and push it to something even greater. But this is going to be a good match, a solid fight, and I truly believe at the end of the day, my girl, Becky Lynch, the fiery redhead from Dublin, Ireland, who's hot as heck is fire, is going to successfully defend the title, and she will walk out of here still SmackDown Women's Champion. Anthony, with all that said, I give it to you, my friend.
When it comes to this, it's a classic case of MF's girl against my girl. MF, I'm going to sum it up just by this before I give you my overall line of notes on this. Becky Lynch is the girl that could be your future wife, man. I mean, she's the girl that I know you'd love to bring home to your mother. I know, and I know your mother would love her, like we all do. Alexa Bliss is such a brat, so bad that she could not only be my future ex-wife, but she could be a future ex-wife of so many guys out there. That's all I can say about that. Alexa Bliss is my future ex-wife. That's all I can say, and I wouldn't mind that at all, because you know how much I love her, man. You know that. My fellow birthday girl. But all kidding aside, let's get into the serious business here. Michael Bullock and I, we called this on Tuesday night when we had one of our rare SmackDown Live chats. We usually have more of the Raw chats, but we actually had a rare SmackDown Live chat on Tuesday night. And once we saw that table spot and that contract signing, that's when we knew. That's when the light bulb went off in my head and said, "Oh, this is going to be a tables match. They're going to make it a tables match. I think they're actually going to have the balls to do it." And guess what? Balls to the wall, man. They did it. So, and for that, I have to say credit to WWE for making this a tables match. Something that we all, something that we all wanted from the beginning. Kudos to them in adding the stipulation. Better late than never, right? Secondly, this is another tough one here. I'm confused by who goes over. I mean, another hard situation. Guts telling me Becky, because Becky already won on SmackDown Live a few weeks ago in Glasgow, Scotland. Controversial finish aside, that could have ended the feud right then and there. They decided to continue it. And now Alexa Bliss appears to be a bigger threat and has done a wonderful job this past month. The tables match gimmick also was a quick way to have a face lose without actually being pinned or submitted. See John Cena and Sheamus from 2009. protects them a bit with a fluky outcome, but still, I agree with MF. I'm going with his girl and his future wife, Becky Lynch, leading to a possible showdown with Nikki Bella in early 2017. No clue, honestly. Even though Alexa Bliss has come a long way as she continues to develop, I hope that one day she does get the opportunity to hold the title at some point. With Raw's Women's Championship scene as high profile as it is, especially that 5-star classic that Sasha and Charlotte put on Monday night in Charlotte, I like the idea of SmackDown side holding pace to some degree, and Lynch is the only choice in that case. While there is a possibility Alexa Bliss could steal the win off a lucky table spot, like I said, just like Sheamus did with John Cena in 2009, I'll never forget that recap blog that you posted on that night, MF. I'll never forget it as long as I live. You called that a lucky spot, and it was. And dropping the title back, I think WWE sold enough on Lynch to keep the strap on her for now. And these two couldn't possibly have any worse luck with tables than Sasha and Charlotte had in Hell in a Cell, right? I do worry that you might have to fire Alexa out of a cannon to put her through even a gimmick table. I do think this bout will be a lot of fun, and SmackDown's top ladies should have all the motivation in the world to go out there and prove they are as big of stars as Raw's top pairing. Alexa deserves the belt eventually, but I don't think Becky should lose it just yet. So with that being said, we agree again, MF. The Irish lass kicker from Dublin, Ireland. Your girl, MF, the fiery redhead. I know how much you love it. It's Becky Lynch. She successfully defends and will still be your SmackDown Live Women's Champion. So with that being said, MF, I believe it's main event time.
It's time. The main event of TLC from Dallas, Texas, and the American Airlines Center for the WWE World Title. It is the champion, the phenomenal AJ Styles versus the lunatic fringe Dean Ambrose. TLC tables, ladders, and chairs match. Anthony Florio, you lead off on the main event.
Dean Ambrose has been trying to get the title back for 3 months. My take is, if it was going to happen for him, it already should have happened. AJ's beaten Ambrose repeatedly. His job of late has been to beat Ambrose all across the country in WWE live events. Ambrose is getting a Cena-esque amount of chances here, a.k.a. as many chances as it takes for you to win. Just like a certain individual on Monday Night Raw by the name of Seth Rollins. Yet Ambrose has lost to AJ often enough that he really needs to move down the pecking order and reprove himself. I'm not sure fans would greet an Ambrose win with the sort of full-throttled enthusiasm you'd ideally want. He's had his shots. Also, I'm going to surprise some people with what I'm about to say here. I've actually been watching some of the other wrestling, from earlier this year, some of these other events that MF and Derek Ferrera have been preaching about this year. And I'm glad I did, because the best match for me this year was when AJ Styles went up against Shinsuke Nakamura at Wrestle Kingdom 10 in January. What was I thinking not watching this match a hell of a lot sooner? I sat down and I actually watched that bout, and I was so blown away I wasn't even here. So with that being said, I know this is major fantasy booking on my part. But you know what? We've gone on and on about fantasy booking in the past. Let's add another one to the fire, shall we? My dream match for 2017 would be AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura for the WWE World Championship at WrestleMania 33. I know it's only a dream, and I know it's obviously not going to happen, especially with all those rumors about The Undertaker and John Cena, and rightfully so. But, hey, the guy can dream, right? How many times I've said that in my life? That's all I want to say on that. I got a feeling we're going to see James Ellsworth in this fight. I really do. I mean, I know there are those out there who don't care for James Ellsworth. They wouldn't care if he turned heel or he never showed up again. Some even say he's another Colin Delaney. who also got a contract for those who care. He became popular for some reason, got beat up every week, and then was released a few months later when WWE finally realized what they had done. The fact that this is all taking place in the main event is beyond ridiculous. The charade has gone on too long. AJ Styles will defeat Dean Ambrose in a thrilling TLC match and face a bigger / more prominent opponent next month in the Alamo Dome. Rumors were saying, early rumors said it was going to be Shawn Michaels. The rumors nowadays have been saying it's The Undertaker. We'll see. What Ambrose and Ellsworth do, who knows? But get them away from the WWE World Championship. Styles deserves this run and shouldn't be dragged down by nonsense so close to WrestleMania. Other than that, I actually liked the WWE TLC 2016 pay-per-view card, and I'm looking forward to the event overall. This, to me, is going to be the fight of the night. And for Styles to drop the title now, having only defended against Ambrose and John Cena after squandering multiple weeks on James Ellsworth's shenanigans, feels too soon for such a hot main event act to close. While I could imagine Ambrose winning to extend the rivalry another month or two, I think it's in WWE's best interest to move on to new challengers. The Undertaker, Bray Wyatt, Dolph Ziggler, crazy pick, maybe Shane O'Mac, for goodness sakes. Or, like I said, dare I say, once again, and dare I pitch, you're now new, once again, 2-time NXT champion based on his epic win in his home country of Japan, Shinsuke Nakamura. And could you imagine that entrance at WrestleMania? I hope Nakamura gets a match at WrestleMania. And if he does, can you imagine how epic that entrance will be in the Citrus Bowl? No matter whether it's for the title or not. Yowza. That's all I'm going to say. Winner and still WWE World Champion, the phenomenal AJ Styles. His run continues. This is going to be the fight of the night as far as I'm concerned, although I wouldn't be surprised if Ziggler and Miz overtakes him. Those are the two matches I'm going back and forth on between for fight of the night honors. So, MF, how do you follow that?
I'm going to try to follow it as best I can by saying this. This is going to be an amazing title fight, no doubt about it. When you get the full TLC element in a championship match, you never know how this will play out. But one thing is for sure, it's going to be a thrilling match. Yes, I do see that maybe James Ellsworth might be involved at the end. I wish he wouldn't, but WWE will like to go to the well one too many times here, and they probably will make that happen. But the end of the day, the end game is who walks out with the belt. I got to go with AJ Styles. I think he's good enough. I think he'll get the job done. I think he will win it. And so I'm going to go with AJ Styles. I'm going to leave it at that. Guy, this is it. Overall thoughts, overall review, Anthony. What is your excitement level going into tomorrow night's TLC? I'm going to let you start first, and then I will finish it off.
Well, I gotta let me see what I think here. I'm thinking right around maybe based on the body of work here. If they book it correctly, I mean, this looks like a very good card. It really does. Top to bottom, this looks like a solid card. I mean, Styles and Ambrose is going to steal the show. It's going to be the fight of the night. Although you got another show stealer with Miz and Ziggler. Those are going to be the top two fights of the night for sure. How the other matches are going to play out, I don't know. We'll see. Becky and Alexa, that's my sleeper fight of the night right there with their tables match. And then you got Kalisto and Corbin in the chairs match. You got Orton and Wyatt challenging for the tag belts against Slater and Rhino. And then you also have the no DQ match with Nikki Bella and Carmella. I think my excitement levels probably, unless I see, something, unless I'm proven otherwise, I'm thinking maybe 7 to 7.5 out of 10. Honestly, I mean, I want to go higher, I really do, but there are some matches I'm not sure about. I mean, the chairs match doesn't usually wow people, even though Corbin and Kalisto may have the best chance to make the chairs match actually something special, but we'll have to wait and see. No DQ match, Carmella and Nikki Bella. We'll see how that goes down. I hope they give that some sufficient time. And then, I mean, the tag team title fight is probably going to be a TV quality bout at best, considering there's no gimmick stipulation on that. And those three matches I'm a little worried about, but my top three fights are, in no particular order, the women's title table match, Ziggler and Miz, and Styles and Ambrose. Those are the three I'm the most excited about. The other three, I'm looking forward to it, but I'm not overly excited, honestly. So that's why I'm going to give it 7 to 7.5 out of 10. I hope I'm wrong. I hope they wow me. I hope they blow me out of the water so much that I'm not even here. So that's what I'm hoping for. So with that being said, a 7.5 out of 10 for now. I hope they prove me wrong. I hope they prove me otherwise, because Smackdown Live's been just so damn consistent when it comes to the TV shows. Even though they had a bit of an off week this week, they obviously saw what Monday Night Raw did, and they're like, "What the hell? We can't top this." And you didn't. They didn't, did they? No, they did not. For the first time in a while, Monday Night Raw was actually a better show than SmackDown Live. Go figure. Hopefully, this is the beginning of a trend. Dare I say? I hope. Dare I say, a guy can dream, right? I know I'm dreaming and I'm living in a fantasy world, but it is what it is. So 7 to 7.5 out of 10. MF, are you more excited than I am? Are you right there at the same, or are you not so excited as I am?
No, I'm right in the same boat with you, but I do have some reservations about the show. There is some worry. I do have some worry along the way, but I think at the end of the day, I'm with you. I'm around between the 6.5 to 7 in the scope of things. I thought the last SmackDown was disappointing, and I definitely felt like it was a bad trend. But I think that going in, I hope that they learned their mistake from that show, and that they're gonna give us something a lot more better than what they did. But we'll wait and see what happens. You never know with WWE, or you never know with SmackDown. But I think they got definitely a good opportunity where they can really rise to the occasion. We just got to wait and see what happens. So 6.5 to 7 is my expectation for the show, and that will put a bow on it. So tomorrow night is the big recap with Michael Bullock, with Anthony Florio, myself. Hopefully, Didi Wilson will be with us, and we will recap everything that happened on TLC. And until then, we will see you guys tomorrow night right here on Braves Fan 95. So for Anthony Florio, I'm Michael Flecha. You know the routine, everybody. Other hand pounds, we are out. So long for now. Have a good night, everybody, and we will see you mañana. Adios.